Okay, testing my volume. I hear a bit of an echo. Okay, testing my volume. I hear a bit of an echo. Okay, so we're live. Okay, I don't know what happened earlier. I went to go live and it just faded out and disconnected and everything else. So sorry, and I was already coming up here late, so I will not be on long today. Because of all the technical glitches that we have already experienced. It could be because there is a storm in my area. I don't know if anybody else, kind of lives in the Midwest or whatnot, but there is a issue of the constant rain that we're getting from people's tornadoes and things like that. So, yes. Um, but without further ado, let me just check one more thing here. I just want to make sure I'm good to go. Okay. So, just making sure my audio is okay. Please let me know in the chat if there is an issue, if the music is too loud or anything, because I do have to silence it so I'm not hearing a feedback because it's a delay, obviously, with all of the streaming equipment. So today I thought it would be interesting to do a reading on Tamar and Kandi, just because they initially had some beef back in, like, what was that, 2016 maybe, or 17, um when they were doing were when one of Tamar's friends was doing a disapproved, kind of like, I'm not gonna say, I don't think it was illegal because obviously the movie was made or whatnot, but he made it without Kandi and the rest of her group members from SWV's consent, and doing kind of like a bio series or a documentary or something like that. And of course Tamar called herself taking up for her friend, and they got into an altercation. Thought it was settled and done and dead, because no one heard anything else about it for a while, and then suddenly you hear again it's surging back up that allegedly Kandi and her husband attacked, or at least confronted Tamar behind scenes, backstage one day. And so they're arguing again and going at it, and who knows if Tamar is doing this for a publicity stunt, because she does have a new album that's coming out. I know most people like to think of Tamar as like she's a drama queen, but I thought, why not see what the cards have to say about it, and then I will do a small reading on the group members, SWV, because if you don't know, Latasha and her sister, who I'm forgetting her name, I probably should look it up, SWV members. I forget. I keep saying SWV, right? That's not SWV, is it? No, because I don't see them. I'm getting the group wrong. Oop, look at me. I'm gonna be so stupid when I see this name pop up. XScape. I knew it was something like that. I was okay. So, XScape. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So, Kandi and Tiny and Latasha and Tamika. So really, the dramas between, is it, most of it is coming from Latasha, I believe, is the sister that they feel or is allegedly that was stealing money from everyone, and she was talking about Kandi, and she was stealing money from her sister, and then of course her and Tiny have an issue because Tiny and Kandi are friends. So yes, that's so, but we'll get into that later. But we're gonna start off with Tamar and Kandi. Ooh, this is gonna be a lot of names. So excuse me messing up in the future. I apologize. I'm just gonna say it now because I know I'm about to mess up some names because there's a lot of names here. Okay. So again, I'm just gonna start it off with We're going to see what is Tamar's feeling, and then what Kandi is feeling, and then kind of like what's going on between them. I guess it will probably be 4 cards. I probably should do Kandi and her husband, Tamar, and then the kind of like the energies between them. Okay. And some cards drop here. Yep, Tamar is loving the drama, of course. She has the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and then she also has, yep, let me move this on screen. And then she also has the Strength in reverse. That was way too many cards. Okay, is that Kandi? Oh, King of Cups. That would be Kandi. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time for Todd. Okay, so Todd has a couple of cards here. Try to lay these out so you can see all of them. Okay, so Todd has the Magician in reverse. He has the Fool in upright. He has the Three of Swords in the upright, and then he also has the High Priestess in the upright. And then let's see what the energies are. Okay. Up. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so again, just going back to Tamar here, I feel like, yes, of course, she is enjoying this drama. This is like everything she could have wanted. She has the Three of Cups here. So she was probably looking to have this as an opportunity where she could actually benefit off of it for her album, which is not surprising. With the Strength card here in reverse, I don't know, it kind of makes me think like she told, because maybe she was getting or maybe she was feeling not scared to per se, but kind of like bullied, challenged behind the scenes when it came to their energy here, because Kandi is operating out of all a negative motion here with King of Cups, which if this, allegedly if all of this was, done to her out of spite or, without her approval, I can completely understand that. I would probably be the same way. And then you also have her with the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse. So I'm just wondering if this is coming, again, this just reads like this is a PR stunt. Like, I needed this for, my album. I need to drum up some drama. A lot of celebrities are doing that. Is, the rage economy is the thing now, I guess. With Todd, I think he is going back and forth on whether or not, because I think he definitely thinks she's doing this for clout, that Tamar is doing this for clout, and so he's probably kind of like not trying to feed into it. For some reason with the Three of Swords here, I'm feeling like some kind of vindication is going to come up. I don't know, maybe he felt like she's been smearing his name or him and his wife's name, and allegedly, I had to kind of say that every now and then, allegedly. And, allegedly, I think there's going to be some things that's going to come out that's going to have people I'm not gonna say it's gonna have people saying like, oh, well, Candy and Todd was right to do what they did. You know, if allegedly they did confront Tamar behind the scenes, but I think it's just gonna make people see them in a different light of like, okay, well, I get it, I understand because Tamar, you know, the way, at least the way she presents herself to the public, she can be a bit much. She is a drama queen. She is, you know, not a cloud chaser, but she definitely know how to use the media, I would say. And then you also have him here with the high priestess. I think it's just kind of like going back to the drawing board and thinking about how to better maneuver and handle this situation. I think he's kind of like the tether that's keeping Candy from going off on the hinges on her per se. But I think he definitely wants. I think it almost feels like he feels defenseless in this. So kind of like, well, what can I do? Because otherwise, people are going to look at me as if I'm bullying a woman. And I don't want that to be the narrative that people are going to roll with. So let's see here. Oh, I forgot. So with the Two of Pentacles here in reverse for the energies here, yeah, as you can see, he's tripping, he's falling. I think this definitely took them for a loop. Again, with this being the Pentacles, and this, it's kind of like he's kicking it this way. It just reads like I started up this pot in order to stay relevant. I don't know how else to put that. To stay in the news, I need this album to sell. I kind of feel like Tamar might have just kind of, yeah, she stuck her hands in the lion's mouth. She probably wasn't prepared for what she was about to pull back. Okay. And what do we have here? We hear there's more than one way to skin a cat. And this did come up in reverse. So breakthrough, solution, originality, receptivity, and faith. So I wonder if Tamar is kind of like a test or a challenge for Candy right now in this point that she is in her life. I think there's been some additional things behind the scenes that have kind of gone. The inclination I kind of get is I feel like this would be something like, maybe Candy, and I hope this isn't the case, like maybe Candy had issues with her sister Tony, and now it's like Tamar feel like she's like defending her sister by picking up the torch and just keeping it going. I don't know. It just kind of seems like that may not be the case, but it just kind of feels like there was some tit for tat stuff that went on behind the scenes that we never, or that we haven't heard at least yet. And it kind of feels like Tamar is kind of just like poking a bear. Like, I just gotta annoy her. Or for whatever reason, Tamar just doesn't, you know, some people just, energies don't resonate with each other. And maybe Tamar and Candy's, you know, souls do not deal well around each other, and they just get into it. So let's get more clarity on why Candy is feeling like the King of Cups in reverse. Let's get a bit more clarity on the up, and let's see here. We got a chicken with his head cut off. Yeah, I bet she is feeling very overwhelmed and frenzied and stressed and chaos. You're dealing with this drama with your group members, and then you're, you know, like in-house, because essentially her group members with XScape, you're fighting in-house with people, and then you're also fighting externally. And then you have, like, your ops joining up. You know, you have Tamar and Latasha. I think they were going back and forth about like people not being able to sing, and allegedly they were talking about Candy, or they were talking about Candy. So yeah, I bet she is feeling frenzy. She's like, and then she's running all these businesses as well. She's, you know, she's a businesswoman, so she probably is feeling a lot of chaotic energy. Yep, like I said, When life gives you lemon, that just reads like Tamar all day. She's like, how can I stir up the pot? How can I create something out of this? She is very creative. What is Tamar's sign, bro? But yeah, that's Tamar. That's her energy all day. And Todd, yeah, he's like strong momentum, sudden change, necessary shakeup, transformation, hope. Yeah, that's interesting that he has that for like his overall energy. Yeah, it just seems like he's a tornado ready to like touch land and fuck some stuff up. Um, that's just really what it seems like the energy is. And right now, from what I'm getting on this, is just yeah, Tamar, you're just Tamar energy. It gives very like I just kind of want to think of like I think of just like a little goblin, like just gonna run in here. I think it's very elf on his shelf, like very giddy. You can't stand it, but it's there. I don't know why that card flipped over, but let's see, because that didn't make sense. I really wasn't asking anything. I was just shuffling the energy off. I guess it was saying like maybe it couldn't be healed. So why would there be some minimizing of guilt here? I could understand why the create boundaries would be like the underlying energy, because there definitely needs to be some boundaries here when it comes to kind of like people disturbing your peace. But you know, I didn't notice that this card flipped over in here, and I don't exactly know what this was for. This could have been Todd again, that hangman energy, that trying to look at things from a different perspective, but it's kind of hard to when you are feeling attacked. But I was going back to see the underlying energy here was the Ten of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this, I just think it's going to be a crash and burn kind of thing. I don't know if this is going to end well. Maybe they will have a I think with these two being here, I think it is going to fizzle out the problem between Kandi and Tamar. I think they may have some people that's going to tell them to squash it or try to get them to come together and talk it out. Or maybe, you know, Tamar surprised us and it's like, well, I feel like it's time that we talk and discuss the issues that we have, and you know, let old bones lie to rest. Or maybe, you know, get the friend who was the initial reason why they started beefing and kind of like work some things out. So I mean, I hope that's the case. With these two cards underneath, because she did get the mom and them, your people reach out, strong roots, connection, presence, you know, that foundation. That's going to be some things, and I hope it's not going to be a thing of this in just is a crash and burn kind of thing, because with this Ten of Wands in reverse, of like their families getting involved, because that could be another thing. I hope that it doesn't balloon into that for sure, but hopefully this gets resolved, because I would not want to see them go any more into that. But yes, okay, and so now we're just gonna kind of dive into, I'm gonna pull a card about what initially started the beef between, like what's the real reasoning the girls are fighting, Kandi and Tamar, and then I'm gonna move on to the XScape Drama. Actually, hold on. Let's see if I can do something really quick. Trying to do the timestamps as I go, so I don't have to go back and edit this. Okay, what was the? Okay, so this High Priestess, as you can see, is the Page of Pentacles and the High Priestess here. Oh, something did flip over in here. Um, mm. I don't know if that flipped over earlier because I think it did. I think this should actually be in the middle. I don't know who was the know-it-all. Somebody, I feel like somebody came off like a know-it-all, and it just rubbed some. It rubbed. I don't know if it was Kandi or if it was Tamar. Like somebody was looking for some advice, and somebody came off as a know-it-all, or just kind of like very abrupt or mean about it. Like, oh, you don't know that. Like you have been in the industry this long. You know, you and your family have been doing music and been famous for this long, but you know, you don't know this kind of thing. I do feel like there is some rivalry tension there as well. This high priestess, and then you have the will. It just seems like this is some kind of money thing. Did somebody beat somebody out for a song or something? Or like what's coming to mind for me is that Kandi was writing a song or something alleged. This is all alleged. This is the scenario that I'm thinking of. That Kandi was probably writing a song for somebody. Tamar wanted it, couldn't get it because of whatever reasons, it, most likely financial. You didn't have um, the backing, whether could have been people, and yeah, she got passed over, and it's been a problem ever since. That's kind of like what it feels like, which would be very petty if that's the case, because that's typical industry stuff, right? I hope it wasn't like snide comments being made in the bag, because kids are good for that. Okay, this was a lot that came out. So we have too big for your britches. What I say? Somebody was coming off braggish. Bless your heart. Honey child. This makes me think of, yeah, somebody was trying to start off something. Here goes that blowing up a storm again. And then over yonder, focus for anticipation, potential choices, and surprises. So I don't know. It kind of makes me think, yeah, like I said, somebody came out very arrogant, or like dismissive in the way that they spoke and did things. I think this again does not have to speak to pregnancy, but I think it's, yeah, somebody's belief, or kind of just like somebody's creation, song, we'll say song or production that they were trying to do, and it, yeah, it changed. It might change something for somebody's career. Or they were surprised it changed somebody's career. Like it could have also been a thing of like, maybe allegedly Kandi was writing a song and then Tamar was talking crap about it, like it ain't gonna go nowhere, and then she gave it to an artist who kind of put their own spin on it, and it did go somewhere. That could be the other way it could have went too. That's the only thing I could think of to see for that. Okay. Anyways, let's move forward. Let's get into this whole escape drama. I guess I should probably be asking, did Latasha do it? Let's see here. Okay, I just have to go back and add that one. So let's see here. Okay, these kind of want to come out, and I'm going to let them. And here goes this wheel again. Why is there so many money hungry people? Knight of Wands. Ooh. And then the Five of Pentacles. It's not looking good. I think if Latasha didn't, allegedly, if Latasha didn't steal the money from her sister, what is her name again? Tamika. I think she definitely was aware about it. It just seems like very greedy. It just reads very destitute. Because you do have the Knight of Wands here as well. I mean, allegedly it could be Latasha's husband. We do also have the King of Pentacles as the underlying energy here. What's the next one? Oh, this is not looking good. I just read like toxic couple. Two of Wands. She's steady trying to go get up there. The Devil, and you know the Devil usually holds the lovers. Yeah, that's not looking good. It's not reading too well here. Okay, I just popped out like 8 cards. Let me just pick these up. I'm not gonna read all of these. Okay, all these cards are gonna fall out. Let's see, is Tamika telling the truth about her sister? 3 of Wands. What is it with all this running, this going energy? What is this? Does she not like, well, obviously, it's not does she. She doesn't like her sister's husband for sure. Does she feel like she's being left behind? Or does she just think he's not good enough for her? That he's the source of a lot of the mistrust and the separation between her and her sister. Does she see her sister in a different light because of the man that she's married to? You also have the 5 of Cups. Tamika is going through a lot of grief here. The 8 of Cups in reverse. The 4 of Wands. She does not like their relationship. She does not approve. And that is not much of a mystery. If you've been following the story, I'm not really saying much new. She does not approve of him at all. The 4 of Swords. It just reads that she's okay with cutting her sister off if she keeps dealing with him. She doesn't see it ending in a very good light. Or in a nice way. Let's see how Latasha's husband feel about Tamika. And I do want y'all to note that these are crossed, and I'm going to pull this out because it is crossed here. The Knight of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. Allegedly, did he ever threaten Tamika or do some kind of bodily harm to her in the past? Or, you know, allegedly maybe he's been emotionally and like verbally abusive. I think financial abuse is allegedly trigger warning. I think financial abuse is a factor here for sure though. There's a lot of like, I would say there's a lot of financial and like emotional, mental abuse that's going on here. Um, the underlying energy. What do you know? The moon in reverse. There's some secrets being had here, and I don't think there's gonna be a secret that I'm gonna be able to reveal because maybe it's not meant for me to know this between those sisters and the family to deal with. I don't think I can pick up on what the problem is. I don't think I am. Well, I kind of hinted at it earlier. I'll say what I hinted at it earlier. Okay, I think I'm getting into a portion of this reading that I probably don't need to. I'm starting to get a headache. Yep, definitely some issues in the family. And she got the same energy that Candy had about kind of feeling like you're backed into a wall and you're just kind of like trying to fight your way out. I think there's also I don't know if I should say this. I don't know if I should say this. I don't know if I should say this. He's not enjoying this. I think he's not enjoying his business being out. Why is he the only one that's coming through kind of like happy or like, at least from what I'm feeling, allegedly, like a lot of the feeling, like the energy I get around him is kind of like content with all of this. And if you were really family as you say you are, you wouldn't be okay with your wife falling out with her sister and her group members. It just reads very like vindictive, malicious. Um, Tamika girl. Mm, I feel like I shouldn't say this, and that's the only reason why I'm going back and forth on it. I don't think I should be saying anything. There's a cover up. Yes, I can go with that card. There's been a cover up. There's been some denial. There's been some foolishness. There's been some looking away about, and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna exactly say. I'm gonna let you walk onto your conclusion on what that could be. Um, and then what? Look what else. Look what just fell off the turnip truck and the pot calling the kettle black. I think they definitely need to get the husband out the way. Even if he's not really at fault, I think there's a lot of contention and a lot of disagreements and things like that that's happening because of him. He may not even be the one that's, I'll say allegedly, he may not even be the one that's starting stirring the pots per se. But I think these two sisters, it just reads like somebody is coming off with like pick me energy. I'll just say that. Somebody's coming off of pick me energy. I don't know how else to say that. Let's see how this situation can be healed between them. If it can even be healed. Again, y'all noticing it's a lot of children that's coming up in here. The underlying card is also self-respect. Show self-respect. Yep, this was on the bottom earlier. I don't know if you've seen it. It said learn from karma. So there's definitely a karmic energy coming on here. What is didn't I say it was something about pick me behavior in here? I feel like somebody felt like, you know how sometimes you go out, well, how this is the example I have. I'm not gonna ask you. I'll say, you know how sometimes, at least in girl world, I'm going back to Mean Girls here. At least in girl world, you know how you have that friend in the group that everybody just kind of like fluster over and say, "Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, I would wish I was her. Like she has money, she has beauty, she has the body. Maybe she's a little smart, or she has. It just seems like she's the total package, and like a lot of people envy her and want to be her and is jealous. And then you have one of the friends in the group or somebody in the background that says that they don't like her, but somehow they end up mimicking a lot of what she does, and kind of like wanting what she wants. Um, that's kind of like what it feels like between the sisters. I mean, if you have a sister, you kind of know that sometimes the energy, two sisters, if there's sometimes the energies you get between each other, but it's kind of reads like, when you're teenagers, not when you're grown women and you're like your 40s. I wouldn't think you would still have this kind of energy, but I don't know. Me and my sister haven't gotten to that age yet, so I can't tell you. But yeah, it just reads very messy. But again, I'm just gonna go back here. You see his children. I don't know if Latasha. They have kids, right? Yeah, she has a son. I'm pretty sure. Mm, yeah. The Of course there's a conversation that be needed, but there is a karmic lesson in this. I think one sister was being 1 second. Okay, so again, this just kind of goes back to like it feels like there just seems like there were some crossing wires here. Yep, that's all I'm gonna say. And somebody is feeling guilty about it because look what's coming up at the bottom of the deck again. Minimize guilt. Stop breaking agreements. Somebody broke their wedding vows here. Break addiction. Who has an addiction in here? Because remember we was looking at the devil card earlier on the bottom of the deck? Who's dealing with some kind of addiction? Examine your integrity. Mm. Problems, dramas, and more problems. So yeah, between Latasha and I'm forgetting her name again. Tamika, did I get it right? Did I get her name wrong? Yes. Okay, so the beef between Latasha and Tamika, I don't think it's gonna go out quietly. I think there's a lot of, and this, you expect it not to kind of fizzle out quietly, because there's a lot of pent up frustration, a lot of words and arguments that have been left unsaid. I think there's been a lot of tiptoeing. I think there's been, a kind of like a lot of words that has just been left unsaid because we are family. So, I'm not gonna say that. I think there is a lot of animosity. I think there's a lot of jealousy and envy here. I think there's also some secrets about oh some cheating allegedly that's been going on here that has yet to be spoken about, that needs to kind of like be ironed out, or just it's gonna come to a head essentially. I don't think it's gonna fizzle out quietly. I think there is gonna be a big argument here, and we may not hear all of it, but I don't think it's the argument between them is gonna again just fizzle out. I think there's a lot of other things that's gonna come up. I think Tamika has a couple of years of retribution that she is trying to get out of her sister as well for this, or it could be the other way around. Maybe it's Latasha feels like there's years of animosity and retribution that she has yet to exact out of her extract out of her sister, and she's not going to be happy until she gets it. So we say typical sibling things. Yeah, there is also a hint of favoritism in this. I don't know where that's coming from. Favoritism, I don't know. Like unfair treatment. But I don't know if this one sister feeling that way about the other or whatnot. And then lastly, let's see what Tiny and Kandi feel about the sisters' beef. I said I was not going to be on here long, and look at me. About to be on here for an hour. Gotta wrap this up. Here go the King of Pentacles again, Hierophant. And then you also have the Star. Luckily it is in the upright. Have any of you seen that clip of Megan Thee Stallion when she was in the kitchen, like throwing the salt in the fire, just like very magical? I don't know why I thought about that when I seen this. It just seems like they're like, go Tamika, we rooting for you. Call her out some more, so then we can, because we couldn't do it until you said something. Like, like it's okay when I talk about my family, but you can't, kind of thing. And so now it's like, oh, if she's turned against you, we gonna make sure to add salt to the wound. Like, we're just gonna pile on. Like, here we go. Everything that we have felt, we're gonna, everything that we felt aggrieved about or looked over about, that she was coming at us about, trying to protect you, nope, we're about to get it out your pound of flesh now. Like, just off the principle of the matter. Like, she could be wrong, Tamika could be lying or whatever, allegedly, but because it's, again, that thing of like pent up frustration and things like that that's been going on behind the scenes, I'm out to get my payback. I think the money situation is gonna figure itself out here. You do have the Knight of Pentacles kind of going into the Hierophant and the Star. So to me, this seems like things are gonna look up. There is gonna be, this is like the second time we got something about religion. Because what was that card we pulled earlier? Was that like sweating like a sinner in church or something? Oh no, it was come to Jesus moment, but it was in reverse. It was this one. So something about somebody's integrity, again, reconciliation. I don't think, so when I got this card earlier, yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't think Latasha is ready to reconcile with her sister as much as she's saying that she is. I think it just kind of feels like Latasha is embarrassed about the things that her husband is doing. And it's kind of like she wants to, allegedly, it just feels like Latasha is embarrassed by the things that her husband is doing, or like some of the things she's kind of like let go, or just like not said anything about, and now it's coming to a head, and she's like, you out here making me look stupid. Like, she just feels embarrassed, and I feel like it's also just a thing of like really being mad at herself. This is like the big second religious card that we pulled. So yeah, maybe there will be some communication here. Maybe Tiny, Latasha, and Kandi will move on without Latasha. I don't know. I they gonna be moving on without her? Here, who is this high priestess? Because here we go again at the bottom of the deck. Who is this high priestess supposed to be? This is the first time it's come up in reverse, though. Is this supposed to be Latasha? Is she the high priestess in this? Yeah, it just, she knows something. I don't know what, yeah, she knows something. And I think she's just not wanting to come out. I don't think she wanted to come to light. She knows something. She knows they're right about something or something like that. That's she knows was not J. Cole's song, but she knows was kind of like, maybe it is J. Cole's song. Cause you remember that line in there where it's like, oh my God, it's basically like he was talking about Coretta, and in the back of her mind is whoever or whatever, talking about, you know, Martin and Coretta, the alleged cheating and all of that. So maybe it is J. Cole's song. It's funny I said that. But yes, going back to this, staying focused in this energy here. Yeah, maybe it is. She knows was kind of like the statement that came to mind for me. Maybe it's Latasha. Yeah, the high priest is the Hierophant and comes to Jesus. There's something she knows. I think she doesn't want it to be revealed yet. I don't think she wants to come out, whether it's something in regards to like maybe her marriage or something with her husband. I think she just doesn't want it out in the open yet, or if at all. And that's probably why that moon card came up earlier in reverse too. You also do have the Page of Cups in reverse, and then you have the Five of Wands in the upright. Yeah, this just reads like the other girls collaborating against kind of like a common enemy. The way it's so many cups and swords coming up in reverse, and here go this wheel again. What is it with y'all and money? I could just keep looking. And there we go with that Six of Cups again in reverse. Somebody knows something. I think she may know the secret that I was alluding to earlier about her sister. And she just don't want, I think she's in denial. Or she just like, you know, I accept what happened and we're moving on. Like I've come to peace with it. I know you have it, but I'm gonna need you to, because I just can't. It reads kind of selfish. Whew. King of Swords. Why is the king and the knight here? I'm asking about Tiny and Kandi, how they're feeling about this whole situation. And I'm getting all this like masculine energy here. I mean, it could be in reference to their husbands, but I doubt it. I don't think we've heard the end of this drama. I think there's definitely going to be some more that's going to come out. Because somebody wants to feel set free. They want to feel vindicated. Yep, look at this. I'm gonna admit here, there's something I am overlooking or that is not being made clear to me in this moment about the XScape members and their drama. And that's completely fine. Maybe I'm just not meant to know it, or maybe it's, you know, something that needs to be kept secret and doesn't need to come out yet, or, you know, it's going to become public knowledge at some point or something, or, you know, maybe it never will. It's not meant to be public knowledge. And I can respect that. So I'm going to respectfully back away from that door, instead of trying to figure out what it is. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of like dark secret that's been going on here. I think there is something that Latasha knows, but I don't think she wants to admit just yet. I'm gonna at least say just yet. Let's see if the group members will make up. Let's see if we're gonna get. Oh, yep. Let me see if the group members are gonna make up. I don't want to use that deck. I know it's the mystical healing, but I feel like the Southern Oracle is gonna give me the real deets. No, temporary intensity, surrender, this too shall pass, releasing and cleansing. So I don't, again, like I said earlier, I don't think the stuff with her sister or with the rest of the Escape members are going to pass away easily. This did come up in reverse. Sorry if you hear the sirens in the background. But it just doesn't seem like this is going to be resolved quickly, easy, or as in tight of a bow. I think it's going to be a thing like this whole Tamar and Kandi situation where everyone thought it was done and gone, and then it's going to be a surge of it popping up again. I don't know. Also with the raining cats and dolls, it just made me think this slow leak, like it's going to be constant. Hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this person? And mainly I think it's about Latasha's husband. And look at the energy underneath. I'll get around to it. What's the rush? Waiting. Inspire action only. Trust. Relax to allow the flow. You do also have this. So it was two predatory cards up underneath here. You have the crocodile and the cat getting ready to hit the mouse. Fixing to and sweet to. Somebody is not rushing this process along either. I think there's something else that they're all focusing on. Hankering, temptation, ardor, intimacy, proposal, message of love. Go get it, require, inspire action. Now is the time, readiness, follow through. Somebody is not ready to make up. That's just the energy. Like I said, somebody is I think somebody is purposely keeping the pot stirred, but keeping it on high. They're keeping it on the high eye in the front, on the right of the stove, because they do not want to let up. They are keeping their foot on their neck of the situation for whatever reason. I think that video, Latasha, allegedly, in my own opinion, I think Latasha released that video, or was that earlier this week, about, you know, I don't talk to my sister because she changed her number on me and all this other stuff, like, and her claim of wanting to make up. I think she was lying about that. I don't think she's really wanting to make up. I think that was kind of like, that was like damage control, essentially. That's what it feels like. It feels like she did that as damage control, and yeah. So I feel like Latasha did that as damage control. I don't think she's really ready to make up and let this go, or like make up with her group members. And I feel like in a sense neither are her group members. I think that again, this kind of feels like a battle of 1,000 cuts, until, you know, for every cut that you did to me, I need to draw blood from you. Like, yeah. Let me check my volume real quick. Okay. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I'm gonna get on this. Let's see if we get one more little final card here, and I'm gonna wrap this up. I think there's just something I'm not supposed to know, or I'm just not seeing right now. Did this want to come out? Assimilate life experience. I do have to get the book on this one. I haven't pulled this card too much. This makes... Hold on, before I pull out the book, let me go off my intuition here. Puppeteer is a word that comes to mind. Walk the plank, because I don't know if you can see that down here at the bottom. He's like walking to the edge of the pier here, and the person is kind of like pointing at the back of their head, like get in there, like forcing them in there. Why is the Cupid there? Let's see here. Let me look at the book, because I hate getting the book. Okay, so yes, constant chaos, dealing with drama one after another. Okay, so that was, I feel like that's Natasha's energy. That could be Kandi's energy as well. Like, I'm just tired of dealing with drama, because she did get that, like, what was that card earlier? She got the, running around with the chicken with his head cut off, the little, like, frenzy card. Again, strength and boundaries is another thing that comes up in this. Create a healing practice. Yep, it's important to review your life and become aware of people, situation, environments, and things that you need to change. What are you learning? Yeah, this just feels like I'm not ready to learn. I'm not ready to change just yet. Somebody is not fully in their body right now because they're too busy doing damage control, or kind of like trying to keep themselves safe. Feels like a hostage situation, allegedly. I just feels, I don't know, somebody is being held hostage here. Or at least being controlled. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And I think we kind of all have an inkling on who we think it is. But those sisters definitely have some work to do. There's definitely a lot of built up energy between them for sure that needs to be released. Like, yeah, the group members, the rest of the escape members, Kandi and Tiny, it is of course some things with them as well. But the big bulk of the energy I was picking up on was the sisters and Latasha's husband. Like, there's been some stuff. There's been some things that's been going on. Yeah, communication, sharing, revelation, surprise news. The surprise news, y'all. Where that card at? Let me find it again. The surprise news. I'm gonna just point to it again. It's something dealing with the kid, or some sexual matters. I'm just gonna point to this again. The surprise news is this. We're just gonna end it on that. So yes, thank you all, everyone, for coming into the stream. I think I'm gonna change my dates to Sundays. It just works better for me. Yeah, because I was rushing today and it just didn't work. I mean, yes, there was the hiccups with the weather and everything, which probably messed up the connection earlier. But thank you for all making it back and for watching. Next week I am doing, let me see, what do I have scheduled? I don't know my own schedule. Next week I am doing the guide numbers, your 5454 spirit guide messaging. I may end up moving that to Sunday though, just because I plan on leaving later on that week, so I don't want to be bothered. I just want to focus on my upcoming vacation. So with that, I thank you all for coming in. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, leave it a thumbs down so I know the feedback and what I should stick to and what I shouldn't. In the meantime, subscribe so you can get those notifications for the next time I go live. And yeah, thank you all for coming in. I'll see you next time. Let's see here, because y'all know y'all go.